Hi, my name is Raymond Ng, the Director of Education here at Monteca International Play School. Today is April 17th, 2020. Thank you for watching our Facebook Live. Our weekly parent info seminar topic today is what's there to do outdoors. This seminar is more focused towards bringing the Montessori classroom to the outdoors. The topics that we're going to be covering today is, first of all, what is good about outdoor activities. Secondly, there's what kind of activities are there to do outdoors, and also what kind of materials can we use outdoors. And then we're also going to talk about a little bit about next week's live topic as well. Okay. So as you all know, lately we've all been home, whether you're working from home or you're with your children at home due to the pandemic, COVID-19. Our Monteca has been posting a lot of activities for you to do at home as well. And these activities can be done with simple materials found everywhere in your home. So today, the purpose of this seminar is to provide you with another alternative, which is the outdoors. So what is good about the outdoor activities? So the good thing about outdoor activities is it's a sensorial activity for sure. Okay, sensorial activities tend to linger in our minds for a very long time. They provide very strong and rich experiences to us. So let me give you an example. Some people may enjoy walking barefoot on the grass, or playing with sand on a beach, right? Immediately your memory will get triggered. And this kind of memory and experience is definitely invaluable to learning, okay? There's something about nature in itself that has an ability to instill, a sense of calmness to everybody, right? So that's part of why the outdoors is good as well. And of course, there's that beauty that connects us to this planet of ours and the environment. Okay, so how does this fall in line with Montessori? Well, it falls in line because the Montessori model is actually a very holistic approach. It's an overall holistic approach. I do have a quote which Dr. Montessori said once. There must be provision for the child to have contact approach with nature, to understand and appreciate the order, the harmony, and the beauty in nature. As you can see from this quote, it's very heavy and there's an obvious emphasis on nature and nature education. Okay, we should always look at the outdoor environment as sort of an extension to the typical classroom. Okay. During the classroom, in the classroom, we see many things in there that represents nature already. And the child, after coming into a Montessori classroom, they should be familiarized with these concepts as well. They could include watering plants. We always have the parts of the tree, parts of the flower puzzles, the water play, the sand play. Okay. And of course, children see outdoors all the time as well, before and after classes when they're going out to do grocery shopping or whatever with you. They sing about it all the time in circle time. They see nature in books. Okay, so this is definitely not a new concept for them. But in terms of experience, that's a different story. Okay, so how do we make this a positive experience? So when we talk about outdoor time, it's not just free play. Let your child run free for 2 hours or an hour and a half. Let them run their energy off. That's not what we're talking about. Although I do have to emphasize that you should leave a portion of time for that kind of activity. But in terms of our outdoor activity that we're focused on today, we do have some suggestions, and I'll elaborate on a few of them. Of course, when going outside or even inside, when doing more motor skill play, hygiene and safety is of the utmost priority. Okay, so first off, I want to move on to seasonal activities. Now, as some of you might know, I'm from Canada. Okay, so this is a big one for me. From all the seasons is a big thing in Canada, from snow in the winter to the rain in the spring, to the heat in the summer, and to the falling leaves in autumn. Okay, these are all to do with stimulating our senses, right? Whether it's temperature or texture or the motor skills involved. Okay. Now, this, of course, is in Canada where there's snow. In Hong Kong, it's very doable as well. And I want to specifically get into rain. Rain is a very interesting thing. And we're not talking about, pouring rain, but like, just small drizzles. Let your child run outside. Perhaps let them run outside and experience what rain is, right? And then afterwards, you have that opportunity as a teachable moment to discuss, where does rain come from? How does it feel? Is it wet? That kind of thing, right? So these all trigger their senses as well. Okay. Lately, I've also been looking at different activities such as strawberry or apple or any sort of fruit picking at farms. This is very educational, right? Because you learn about the fruit, where it comes from, how it's made, and how does it end up on your table at the end, right? And of course, this can also extend into different activities such as growing your own vegetable, right? Growing your own plants, taking care of them, right? This is all a lot of things that you'll see in our Montessori curriculum anyway, right? Except you're doing it in a different scenario, different environment, right? So the child will be able to relate to, putting, theory into practice as well. Okay. Next activity we want to talk about is just noticing the beauty of outdoors, just together with your child, right? Go on nature walks, okay? Just observe the details that nature has set. Water droplet on leaves, the smell of grass, the colors of the sunset, okay? Or how still water can be, right? Bring a magnifying glass out, look at different things, right? Definitely an educational moment, okay? Next one is finding moments of just serenity, okay? This is more of a self-regulatory activity, right? Sit in silence and just listen to what sound nature has in store for you, right? And of course, there's the gross motor skills activities, right? For example, going for a hike, going for a run, on climbers, swings. Now, of course, parks are closed at the moment, but generally, all these things can develop different motor skills, okay? You can go to, when you're on a nature walk, you can, of course, pick up things along the road. Of course, given that it's safe and clean, right? But you can bring it back to your house and talk about these things as well. Okay. One of the favorite activities that I've done with my students in Canada before is I went to a local park near my school and I took pictures of a list of things. And then afterwards, I started a treasure hunt with my class. This was an amazing activity. Okay, the children had lots of fun. It helps them develop motor skills, vocabulary, concentration, focus, a sense of order, confidence. The list can go on forever, right? It's a very, very educational activity. Okay. Last but not least, I do want to mention water. Anything with water can be educational for the children. Okay. They might make a mess, they might splash everywhere, and that's okay. One of our guidelines here is, if they're going to make a mess, let them, right? You can also experience the built-in nature in water itself, okay? Now, in terms of materials that can be used outside, and it doesn't have to be expensive or, you specifically go and buy something for it, okay? There's so many activities where you can do with your child outside as well. For example, read a book, okay? Or if you have any tennis balls or footballs, bring it out with them, something to throw, something to kick, right? And of course, the biggest shelf of materials that you can have in the outdoor environment is nature, right? Now, of course, not every school or home can afford to hire a landscape architect to make their own perfect adventure land. And that's okay. You should be making use of the surrounding environment around what you have, right? Now, given that note, I do want to indicate that Monteca International Play School, we're located at Monterey Place, which is right next to the harbor. Okay, there are plenty of walking trails, bike trails, and even grass area that we can be using with the children. And we do plan to incorporate more outdoor activities into our program as well. Okay. Now, again, I have to remind you that being outdoors, first priority is safety and hygiene. Okay, if you're, of course, we're doing our social distancing right now, but always be wearing a mask, always be washing hands, sanitizing your hands. Okay, and in terms of safety, you should always be observing what your child choose to do in that activity on their own, as long as they're not putting themselves or others in danger. Okay, that way you can sort of let them explore on their own. Okay, so that's roughly what our parent info seminar is about today. I hope you found this video informative and enjoyable, of course. We do aim to resume our classes on May 3rd. Okay, we have our new programs, Toddler and CASA Independence, coming out. And of course, we're resuming our cooking class, our book club, and and we're always in the mindset of looking for new programs to offer you. Of course, next week's topic is going to be on sensorial activities, which is a very big part of the Montessori curriculum. We very much believe here at Monteca that sensory is a very useful tool for learning. Okay. As for tradition-wise, send us a video. Send us a video about what outdoor activities you're doing with your child. Of course, the first 5 will get a special giveaway. Okay. You can email videos to us at info@montecaschool.com, or you can send it through Facebook Messenger or Instagram direct messages. Okay. On that note, do follow our pages for updates, news, and promotions. Continue to wash those hands, be safe, wear a mask. My name is Raymond Ng, the director here at Monteca International Play School, and have a great weekend.